So here's the deal. Earlier this morning I made this coral Hardin. It's real thin, I really like it. But I made it off video. And I know I promised one of you, you know who you are, you're probably watching. You wanted to see one on video, on film, so that's what we're gonna do. I've got another piece of coral, might not be as long, it'll be close, but I wanted to get one on film so that y'all could kind of see my process on working a southern Hardin. And yes, I said southern because southern Hardin is a little bit different than your northern Hardins. Southern Hardin is something that's found in well, your deep south states. So Georgia, Florida, Alabama, up into South Carolina. And Hardins range, goodness, you can find them about anywhere. We're gonna go for a southern Hardin. The base is just slightly a bit different. Just slightly, nothing too crazy. But that's what we're gonna go for. Not a great flake right there. It's alright. Now, I'm gonna put out a disclaimer here. Some of you I know aren't gonna like it. Okay? I already know. I can feel the hate coming. Some of you probably agree. But here's the deal. The Deep South authenticators or folks who think they know a lot about points down here in the Deep South will swear on the fact that Deep South Hardins are not beveled. Now, some of you might be thinking of northern Hardins. I'm talking about southern ones. They'll say, well, they're not beveled. It's a nice plate. That is a flat out lie, guys. Flat out lie. I found one Hardin, one authentic Hardin in my life. It's complete. A little bit of, I mean, it's not G10. It's got a little break here and there, but it's beveled. It's beveled. And they'll say, well, oh, it's not beveled. It's just kind of a curved flacature. No. They're beveled. Sorry. It is what it is. I know that take might be controversial, but being a flint napper and having learned a lot about how certain point styles are made and everything, you start to find a lot of flaws in the artifact community where folks will say, well, this is this point. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not at all. Or when folks will say, this is from Georgia, and I'm like, that's not Georgia material. That's Burlington shirt or something. And I'm able to call them out. And there's been a couple times where, I mean, even recently, been some folks hit me up and say, Jake, is this authentic? And I'm like, no. And it'll save them quite a few $100s or thousands of dollars as ambulances go by. It's pretty common here. Anyway, I'll quit my ranting. But yes, Deep South Hardins are beveled. Just one of those things. Okay? Just one of those things. Also, more Flint-Knapping drama, I guess. The Abby point I made the other day on that particular post, the gentleman there, still consider him a friend. You know, I won't mention his name, but he said it wasn't an Abby point. I'm like, well, I mean, I've been finding Abbies all my life. Not all my life, but I think he tried to say it was the best he could find is like Pickwick or something. Like, well, kind of somewhat same culture if you hold to the Abbey Pickwick culture. Anyways, I'm not trying to say I'm smarter than everybody, don't get that impression. But when you've been around it for a while and you get somewhat decent, you start to pick up on certain things. And I just try to stay out of a ton of drama. We're gonna go for a Hardin. This is some more coral from Pearl Yoder. Can't remember when I got it, probably last week or week before. But in the box, I think this is my prettiest piece, or at least to me. All the pieces of coral are pretty, but this one was prettiest to me, so I'm gonna try to do it justice if I can. I think it'd be cool if we could still have some of these white caps on there, but I don't think I can quite do that. I don't think, nor am I gonna try on this particular piece. But I hope y'all are having a good week, a good day. And maybe you're just listening to this in the background, or maybe you're trying to learn something. A little tip I saw whenever I was young was always hit the lowest part of the platform. Well, it's not always the case. I'm gonna hit on that top part right there. It's a keeper. It might have been slightly above center line, but then again, I'm not, at this point, I don't know if I'm focused on center line as much. Maybe that just comes natural to me at this point, but man, the coral polyps in there might be hard to see. Like right here, I got a dip here from that flake and a somewhat dip here. I don't want to hit right there. I don't want to hit right here. I really want to hit in the middle for a pretty flake, but also hitting in the middle distributes it doesn't make this a low spot and this a high spot. Low spot, high spot. If I hit it in the middle, it'll merge the two and then it'll be easier to clean up. So you just hit it right there in the middle. And it kind of bridges all the flakes. It doesn't matter if it doesn't look good there, we're going to take more. Lay it on. Man, this is gorgeous. We might have some white in the tip. Snow cap tip. I'd like that, that'd be cool. Would y'all like to see that? I'm picturing you saying yes. Like here, I'm gonna hit right on top of that joker right there, just because I can. I don't want it to go to the middle. I'm gonna run that flute there. Or I didn't want it to go over the middle, because I was gonna catch some of it here. I don't think this point is gonna be longer than the other Hardin I made. See, I told you I'd catch it. But it'll be really pretty. Okay, wasn't able to run it on that one, but it's okay. I'm gonna draw in our width. Don't want to draw it from this edge because I'll lose some of my base, but that's the furthest length to, or tip to bottom that we have. Alright, I'm going to switch over to these boppers here because I don't want to accidentally break something. These are, you swing a little faster somewhat, well, I would assume you do. but slightly more precise. I know technically this bopper is probably, yeah, technically it's wider, but this is way heavier, denser strike, but I don't want to shock the stone. So I'm going to switch to this for now, just for now. Probably angle it this way. Also, something to notice, as I'm striking down right there, it's not that it's a bad platform. It's just I'm trying to use as least amount of pressure as possible. It wasn't like I was trying to break it 1,000 times. I was just trying to use the least amount of pressure instead of just whamming the thing. I wanted to kind of finesse the platform to do what I wanted it to. Like here, I don't want to hit super hard because it's a blunt. You see how it just, I mean, that's a blunt platform, so I'll start out light, then go heavier. And if I feel like I have enough support, I'll strike quicker. Makes sense? Stroke drive in on that one. Pretty much just driving in. Go pretty much down right there. Anyways, I'm getting too technical. Need to speed it up a little bit. I've found that whenever I try to break things down, I lose my focus. I kind of wanted to explain that. Instead of going in here, I almost changed it. I don't know how. I'll have to watch the video again. I changed the angle on that. If y'all want to figure out how I did that strike, just towards the tip a little bit. And you can rewind if you need to. Drove in. Notice that platform has been here the whole time, but I wanted to get rid of this blunt edge first. Yeah, we're going to keep some snow in the tip, I think. I was gonna say if it was, if it didn't, BREAK, but I don't want to jinx it. See, notice how it was a lot of shock there. I didn't want to just slam it. I don't mind just playing little back and forth with the stone. Then once we get this edge rounded the way we want to, draw it into the point, I think we'll be good to go. I'm going to start by doing a little bit of that. This coral flakes very well. Just make sure we're recording. Yeah, we are. Don't want to forget to press record. This won't be all the way across. This will just be basically a ridge former. Kind of want a wider flake here. A little bit wider. Ridge former. Ridge, ridge. Can you see these ridges here? Ridge, ridge, ridge. We're going to have a ridge here. Or I'm going to make one then. I'm going to make a ridge right here. I want a ridge right there. See? Got a ridge here and a ridge there. I can actually run the ridge there if I wanted to, which I don't know if I want to right now. I'm a little picky. At this point, I'm going to probably slow down, not talk as much. I'll still talk, but I'll be more in the zone, so just giving you a fair warning there. I may slow down a bit too. For education's sake. It's almost like Flint-Knapping. Where's the other one right there? So I think at this point I'm going to set up some strikes. Coral will sometimes give you an odd pattern like that. It's just how it is sometimes. But as I was saying, I'm going to start setting up some strikes across each edge so that I get the flakes that I want and I get it as thin as I need it to be. I drove almost back and down. You see where that flake went? It didn't catch the back edge. I kind of pinched right there real hard. Typically when I drive in, I pinch where that force is going. So the force is going into that finger and it's being controlled where it wanted to go. So there you are. And you can come back through and set up your platforms the way you want them to be. Probably going to hit this twice. That was once. And I'll come back through and hit that again later on. Keep setting my boppers down. Where's it at? Where is it at? Not this one. The one above this one. Ah, it rolled up under here. Y'all ever lose your billets like that? Nice wide flake. Remember when we came back through and we set up these ridges, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will just be a feather flake now because it'll feather into a wide area. It's just feathering in. Then we got that ridge that we created. Remember this one? So this is a feather flake. We still want to abrade it. Just feathering right into where we want it to be. See, no hinges. That's a feather flake. You feather it into an already thin area and you try not to get it to hinge. You just kind of want it to beat up perfectly. Now these flakes like I'm about to take here can be a bit tricky because there's a flat area, semi-flat area right there. So I'm going to somewhat isolate. Just somewhat, nothing crazy. This might not go very far. It'll probably be a wide, short flake. If I had to guess, it might reach to right here. Whenever I don't hit it like that, it's not, well, technically I'm missing the platform, guys. Technically, okay. But it's almost like a slight hesitation because I know that I'm coming up on a valley. I gotta run that ridge right there. I'm just being extra sure. I don't want to overstrike it, hit here rather than hit here. Don't want to hit too far on top. Okay, so we ran that ridge that we had left, and I think we did an okay job. We can catch the rest on the opposite side. Very nice, okay. Like I said, I'm gonna go a little bit slower as I get down to the point that I'm looking for. Want to strike across. Again, sometimes these strikes can be really tricky. But that was perfect. I mean, that was great. Still got plenty of width, so that's a good thing. Need to feather into these. areas. Very slight feather here because we're going to try to come back on the other side. Now, this was one of those original ridges here. Kind of widens out. Typically I wouldn't hit this platform, but I'm going to do it anyways. See, because it's already curved, where the platform is lower than center line, and so hitting this way isn't always a good thing, but I just want to clear up this thick area. And that just takes a little bit of I don't know, a little bit of experience to kind of understand. I'm still beveling to shoot off this side. While removing any necessary flakes. Okay, I think we're looking pretty solid. Let's see if we can go from there. Shoot off this side. Alright, so we met that pretty good. Platform is a bit too steep here, so just kind of want to readjust it. You know what? Let's see here. When I have a low area, sometimes I like these bigger boppers. They can catch. This is so hard to explain. You look at it from the tip. There is a humongous dip right in through there. And when you use a bopper that doesn't have as much force and you hit it, most of the time it'll hinge out. It'll hinge right in that area, right in here. But sometimes you can catch it and there's like a little lip. See how it raises up right there? It raises up. And that can easily be caught by the other side. Sometimes when you do those flakes, you get it thin, and when you try to catch it from the other side, it'll cause step fractures or hinges. But it's a good way to get rid of some of that extra material you don't want. If you don't feel like you'll break the point, and try to move up a size in boppers. Like here, I feel like that'd break. That bopper just felt right. See, one slight hinge there, that's not even a big deal. I'll just leave that in there. But ran up into there pretty nice. Anyways, hopefully this is beneficial, helpful. Nice. Again, I want to drive in, but I don't want to cause any hinges. So even if you could drive even further straight in and cause it to be, I caused an internal crack there. I might have to be careful. I think we can live with that. And pretty much on the tip, I drive straight in almost no matter what. Get the platforms good. Pretty much drive straight in. Again, not hitting too hard, just enough to remove a little plate. Got to be careful as always near the tip. You never know what kind of stuff can come about. That's where that seam is, so I got to be really careful here. Oh no. Safe. I think we're okay. I'll pressure flake that later. Not good. I think I can fix it though. Yeah, we got it. Just got to get the rest of it. Prepare platforms. That's all Flint-Knapping is just preparing and hitting platforms. Just like that. Even right there, there was a dip. I was able to luckily undercut that. And at this point we're getting pretty thin. But I need to shape up this side for sure. And even hit into here as well. Don't like that. I'll draw it in a little bit more. good. Just a tip, always be careful when you hit into white areas on coral. You never know if it'll come back to bite you. Really, I could go down the whole length. I don't think I will right now. Sweet. Now honestly, the trickiest part for Hardins, for me, is actually the notches. I'm terrible at notching these things. Because I don't have the steel pressure flakers, and I don't know where to get them. I need to know where to get the steel pressure flakers. Like Jack Crafty and all them have. You know that whenever you get into the tight knit areas, they don't bend. Those ones. Yeah, I need a pair of those pretty badly. Yeah, this copper just ain't cutting it. Just a little baby flake. Another little baby flake. Okay, at this point, aside from a couple hits here and there, I'm just going to stick with pressure flaking. Is this the... I guess so. It's the next size down. All right, so there's our preform. All right, so definitely shorter, but definitely got enough meat in there to make a Hardin point. So that much is good news. Pete, why are you looking at me, Bo? Looking at me funny? Yeah, you are. Okay, so now I'm gonna get this right here. It's my wood back pad, and let me see what I'm gonna do here. Like I said, this is always the dreaded part for me. Now, Southern Hardins are almost like corner notched, somewhat. Not exactly, but kinda. At least that's how I have found starting Southern Hardins. Or in starting Southern Hardins, it seems easier to come from the corner rather than like way up here where a Pickwick would be. We start kind of in the corner, if that makes sense. And kind of just going to come in at first, more than anything. Still going to come in a little bit. So at this point, I'm going to switch over to a pressure flaker, flat one. That seems to help broaden it out for me. And then I just make a way to come straight up, just like that. Now I'm gonna do it on same thing on the other side. Indirect stick. You don't have to use indirect on the corner area, but I find that the Ishii stick gives you a little bit more oomph, more power, and drive a little harder and further. Now our base is a little crooked, so we'll have to fix that. And I'll show you what I mean. This part of the base is longer than this one, so we'll tidy that up in time. And always be careful you don't put too much pressure on this back side here and break off your corner. That would never be a good thing. I think we could lose a little bit off that corner. Just a little bit. Alright, now we're cooking with grease. Make sure your platform is low. Drive in. Raise that platform up so it'll be easier to strike on the next pass. I'll sometimes use this file to abrade to kind of get in the corner there. You still want to leave yourself some room where you can strike the platform. You know, give yourself a little bit of room in there. that's where if I had a really long copper nail like this, that would be good. But I don't. So just coming up. Up, up, up. Don't worry, we'll worry about the base here in a minute. We're just worried about the notch right now. Again, that notch is pretty low. So we'll come in and just abrade it, just a little bit. And I'm gonna let that be as high as I need to go for now. If I need to go further, I can. But for right now, that's gonna be it. Already a little bit tight pressed in this corner. So we have plenty of room to use our indirect stick. Raise that platform up like we just did. Go ahead. Lightly abrade, don't do too much. And then, after you get slightly cramped in there, that's again where I'll go to this pressure flaker. Give myself a little bit of breathing room. Take my file. Where'd I put my file? Did I drop it? I know y'all know where I put my file at. It's so small, it's easy to lose. Oh, here it is. Right. And that might be about as far as we need to go, to be honest. But let's make our base symmetrical. Remember, the white area was a little bit hanging down, hanging a little far down. So let's fix that real quick. And compare this just for a brief moment to this one. Notches can go a little bit further. Obviously, we'll bring our base in. So that's good information to know. We can bring our area right here in a bit more. Just a little bit more, not a lot more. Yep, just a little bit. And that's it. Okay. Same thing on this side if we can. If not, then we're just burnt. Might be burnt. We'll figure it out. catch a little bit of it. There we go. We're able to widen it out a little bit more. That'll make it slightly easier. And it'll definitely make it easier if we do this number here. Still recording? Yeah, we got 20% left, I think. Battery left. Okay, so you see how this notch over here is a little bit longer than this one? That's what we're trying to fix. Yeah, we caught it. Oh yeah. We did good, we did good. All right, now with all that, being said and done, as we'll tidy the base up in a minute, or everything else up in a minute. Just want to make sure everything is how we want it. Yeah, we'll tidy that base up in a moment. Okay, now for the blade itself. We're gonna really have to tidy up this side here. That's for sure. Hopefully we can do it with a pressure flaker. For an indirect step. So we're going to do like we do any other point and just kind of indirect, or not indirect, but ishy stick or pressure flake the sides, just typical stuff. Make sure all of our sides are even and good and nice looking. As if it's not beveled. And that's when we're beveled. Just once we get that down pat. So hitting off the low areas. And if it's a high area, you flip it on the other side. And we're going to do this on both sides. Near the tip, I pretty much drive straight in. I do that with percussion and I do it with pressure as well. Same kind of thing. Tidy up resharpen. Every time my dog hears this, he turns his head. I think he thinks it's a bird. You'll notice that towards the tip, I'm able to drive it all the way across. Or at least I'm able to meet the flakes in the middle. Again. Same thing again. Trying to get that thin as possible. Okay, that's what I wanted there. Got it thin and flush on this side. I just need to do the same thing with this side. Now, I know my phone dies pretty quick, so let's see. Yeah, we're on 10%. What are we at? 9%, okay. All right, I'm gonna try to hurry, do my best. I think either way, I'll show you the final point, if we finish this in time or not. So don't worry. You'll definitely be able to see the final point. I won't leave you hanging. I knew it would go further. That one didn't quite carry. So these, just gonna feather in. Now all this that I just did is normal for pretty much any point. And this right here as well, pretty much normal. You're just kind of thinning out the sides. And even by getting rid of these small flakes like that, you're also removing a lot of mass, and so the point won't be as heavy. You ever pick up a point and say, man, that's really nice? Oh, it weighs a ton. Yeah. Got one last pass to do. Then I'll show you how easy a bevel is, or at least my form of a bevel. Because when you're doing a bevel on thinner points and not really thick points, well, I guess it goes for most beveling on pretty much any modern replica style point, Lost Lakes or whatever. Just maybe one or two little spot flakes. Okay, all right. Now at this stage right here, to go ahead and get the bevel that I like to get on a point, incredibly simple. Here's what I do. Not that you have to do it my way, but I actually abrade out the shape that I want. I braid it out. So I want a little bit more taken off this side, and I want a lot taken out right here. Right here, not as much. And definitely at the tip. But some of you are like, now Jay, that's no way to give a bevel to a point. Well, it's just the setup, guys. I then kind of slightly abrade the opposite way. So I braided down. I'm gonna flip it over and almost abrade side to side, but I'm abrading literally the opposite way. I braided down, now I'm abrading slightly, like not up, but like at an angle. I don't want to get rid of that, but what we're going to be doing is pressing down. Boom, 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 boom. And so I want to give a little bit of a roll right here. Instead of this area right here just flipping straight up, you know, it just comes up, it's higher, and then pressing down. I want to abrade off so that I can get almost like a platform to push on. Okay, here we go. Gotta make this quick. Yep, still recording. Gotta make it quick. Gotta make this quick. Okay. Now which side? I think I did. It was this side. Let me make sure. Yep. Okay. I know some of you are like, now what? But this is how I do it. Just simple as this right here. Something like that. Does that look good to y'all? Looks decent to me. I'm gonna have to tidy it up even more. I'm actually gonna have to run more flakes. Try to make it symmetrical, because it's not quite symmetrical at the moment. Do the same thing. I'm actually gonna strike off the back side. Do the same thing. Pete, it's okay, buddy. I think he sees somebody. Hold on. Stay. Now here at the tip, I'm not just going to press in, just straight in. I'm actually going to tilt this thing and then press in. That'll give us a better twist. told you I might have to do it twice. At least right there I did. Okay. Now I'm gonna kind of resharpen that. Do the other side. Now we still got to take care of the base, so keep that in mind too. Again, tilt the tip, and then as you go down, don't tilt it as much. Cut out a little bit too much there. We'll have to come back, fix that. Something kind of like that, and we'll fix the blade up a little bit more, but let's go ahead and tidy up the base. And as expected, we didn't keep much white on the base, but definitely did on the tip, so I'm happy with that. Just shaping up our base. Might actually raise it up a hair. And you know what? I think I'm gonna bevel this one more time, guys. think it'll look better. This way. Hardins weren't really wide anyways. You can find some that are wide. But I think the narrower we go, probably the more authentic looking we are. And I'm not super happy with how those flakes came off. So I'm gonna braid this again. Yep, still filming. For now. Okay, so flakes aren't as nice as the other Hardin I made, but it'll just have to do. It'll just have to do. Capiche? This will be a pretty okay Hardin. Probably not my best work, but pretty decent. Now I'm just cleaning up all the sharp edges. It's coming out pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Just think if I spent a little bit more time, like I did on this other Hardin point. Might look a little better. too shabby. Start from the tip. And just cleaning up the jagged areas. Which there's quite a bit on this side. We're nearly done, guys. And gals. I don't know if I said this in a earlier video, but I think 97% of my viewers are males. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. One thing I notice is that one of these ears is a bit longer than the other, and it's this one. So I need to fix it real quick. And again, I have no idea if y'all are the battery's off or not. I can't tell you how many videos I've had to scrap because of that. It's just part of it. Just part of it. Alright. Let's see. Okay, so my phone did end up dying, but here's a last little look at the Hardin point next to the other one. I'm going to set them down. This one's slightly thicker than the other one. It's got a bevel. I think it came out really, really nice. I really do. So it's got a bevel. Slightly thicker than the other one, but not by much. It's still pretty lightweight in the hand. Then this one is more flat across the face. But I think it makes for a nice pair. Both out of Florida coral. And happy with how they turned out. Hope y'all are too.